Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back. You are watching HOLE-A-THON benefiting our dear beloved friend, oh hey, it's Kara, for her bottom surgery recovery. Welcome on in, everybody. It is my absolute pleasure, once again, to hand off this next segment to CeCe. You know, CeCe, tell us what we're here for.
Thank you, Gabby. Of all art forms, it is arguably the video game that best captures the glory of the whole. Today, we will plumb the annals of gaming history to display the prominence of holes, not only thematically and symbolically, but also as a central game mechanic and, dare I say, cultural phenomenon. I'm Cecilia Gay, and this is Iconic Holes in Gaming. We are joined today live via satellite by world-renowned hole expert, oh hey, it's Kara. Oh hey, Kara, can you hear us?
Yes, I believe our link up is coming through clearly. Hello, I'm thrilled to be here.
Fabulous. Are you prepared for a stimulating conversation about holes?
It's the only thing I'm ever prepared for.
Wonderful. Let's dive right in. So, first, let's talk about games about digging holes. Hole digging shows up as a mechanic in many games, but takes more of a front stage role in some, especially those with an emphasis on resource gathering. So, for instance, there's Deep Rock Galactic. This is a first person shooter with significant mining elements. Or here's a screenshot of some underground mining in Terraria, a game that involves a lot of resource gathering, crafting, building. But, of course, we can't say any of those words without evoking another game, and that game is Minecraft, of course. From its inception, Minecraft quickly captured the simple appeal of hole digging, whether it be for resource gathering or murder. And ever since, Minecraft has remained a remarkable uh, feat in the eyes of the youths. As the popular meme saying goes, the children yearn for an open world to explore with accessible tools to express their creativity, as well as feel a sense of agency as an escape from the increasingly dystopian future into which they have been born. Okay, now,
Have that crust just
let,
onto a pillow.
now lest you think all the complexities of farm automation and Redstone computer design architecture have taken away from the simple appeal of hole digging, I submit this. This is a player named Fru's project to dig a 100 by 100 hole down to bedrock in Minecraft, as deep as you can possibly dig. Um, Now, presumably, this was a satisfying act in and of itself. But Kara, I'm assuming you have some feelings on this as a content creator. This got 7 million views.
Well, I'm not surprised. One of the things in my life, across all artistic fields, that I found garners the most attention is nothing.
Hmm.
And this is literally 100 by 100 cubic blocks of nothing. Where once there was something, there was a world, there were different types of earth and stone and who knows what else. Now there's nothing. People love nothing. So this doesn't
Speaking of
surprise me at
loving
all.
nothing,
Yes.
Oh.
water has overtaken our lead for soaking the underworld. Because forget about piss or sangria, water has now overtaken with $61, thanks to an $11 donation from Fang's Way that says "fuck it, water."
That is
Fair
astonishing.
enough.
And I'll abuse my platform right now to say galling. I'm gonna need the piss freaks to show up right now.
I'm just wondering where the party girls are at. Because, I'm just wondering where the party girls are at. We have a good time here. Where's the lovers for sangria? The heck is
You
going
saying
on?
piss girls don't party?
Now, I said no such thing. Hold on now.
We simply don't have time.
Although remember, Piss Freaks, if you're shy about donating, you can donate anonymously. So I feel the game that may best epitomize digging a hole, however, is a game about digging a hole. It's a very pleasant game. You purchase a house that has a backyard, you start digging a hole in the backyard. There's resource gathering, there's secrets, you can sell stuff, you can upgrade and become better at digging a hole. But, Kara, what if I told you that the runaway success of this simple $5 game met with a spawn, a wave, imitators trying to piggyback, profiteer, and pilfer the premise of this delightful hole?
Well, my sincere answer is that it wouldn't surprise me at all because we live in a world of bottom-feeding scum and parasites and fiends who are allergic to original creative ideas and will glom on to any hot thing that will give them a bit of warmth in this cold sucking void. But for the sake of keeping us moving along, I'd say, what? Really? Tell me more.
Excellent. We're going to linger on some of that anger because we are now in controversial holes in gaming. Okay, so here is the original game about digging a hole. It was released on February 7th of 2025. Here is a game called I Am Busy Digging a Hole, a hole-like released 3 months afterwards at an identical price point by a different developer. As you can see, the similarities are striking. Now, iterating on this hole-alike, I Am Busy Digging a Hole was followed by We're Busy Digging a Hole, a multiplayer version that came out a month later to mostly negative reviews. Note that it was developed and published by Hole. I would also like to point out this review. They received the product for free and noted there was less than an hour of gameplay, and the multiplayer, the main feature of the game, does not work. And frankly, we don't even have time to open the cans of worms that is another game about digging a hole. Whew. Okay, but what if we, the player, were the hole? Follow me.
Now we're upending traditional power structures.
We are. Let me introduce you to this concept played out in HOLE.io. It's a game that provides players with a delightful and satisfying mechanic. You play as a moving hole, and as you envelop larger and larger objects, you too become larger and larger. You dilate wider and wider, and it's fun and perhaps even aspirational. But, Kara, does this seem familiar to you at all, this hole mechanic?
I believe I have seen this somewhere, although I can't remember what county it was in.
That's right, Kara. I regret to inform you, chat, we're still in controversial holes in gaming.
Just to cut in on the controversial real fast.
Go for it.
Piss has once again taken the lead thanks to a $50 donation from El Guapo that reads Piss for life with the number 4 instead of the word 4. You love to see it, but now Piss is sitting at $110 with water sitting at 61 and our poor party girls with the sangria still at 15. Every little bit helps, folks. Make your voices known as we go through this PowerPoint presentation.
Look, what does all sangria eventually become? Piss. We're just skipping to the end. We're skipping to the good part.
I can't argue with that.
So, TLDR, Donut County, a delightful game that we will be seeing later in this marathon, released a trailer of their game, but were beaten to market by a French phone game developer called Voodoo, backed by Goldman Sachs. They had something to say along the lines of, our developers, whether internal or external, freely interpret existing gameplays, as is the custom throughout the profession. Actual game journalists said this is dripping with slime. Thank you, Cecilia D'Anastasio of Kotaku. They rip off a lot of people's games, and you hate to see it. However, let me take us back to the much more pleasant point. Donut County, by my serval, second run Sunday, be there, and also be a hole.
Two great things to do together.
Oh my god. Hey, okay. The bid war becoming real spicy. So I had $10 from Birch that says I don't need to anonymize myself. Piss gang rise up. But noted party girl and aforementioned earlier performer Clinkit has donated $100 towards sangria.
Oh my god.
So now Sangria is in the lead with $115. Oh my god, wait, the spreadsheet is changing as I am looking at because Piss has taken the lead again at 120. Goodness gracious. I did say I love a spicy bid war.
You know, I'm going to be so honest. I was doubting you in the setup room. 100%. I was like, I love Gabby. They're really going for it with the spicy bid war, but Piss has this. I was wrong, and I'll say it on the air. I was wrong.
You doubt me, Kara. I can't believe this.
Never
Almost
again.
like I'm good at my job.
Oh my god, you're so right. I'm so ashamed. CeCe, please cover my shame with your academic studies.
All right, let's talk about a little game called Berry, 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 where you bury berries. You start with a little hole in a little backyard, you throw stuff in it, money spits out, and you keep going, and there's all kinds of cute, wacky stars, and things fall in. And actually, Kara, I have a note here saying that this would be the perfect game for you to play while you are dilating.
Oh, you know what? It'll keep me focused on what I can one day achieve.
Mostly
Oh my
because
God.
the hole grows larger. You're
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
great.
Oh, it's so motivational.
It is, but hold on, what's this? Is that a cassette tape? Is that analog media like the kids these days are simultaneously infatuated with and terrified of? That means we're in whole heavy horror. It's horror games now. Let's go. Let's start with
Speaking
the
of
Silent
horror-
Hill franchise.
Not the
You know,
cassette tape into horror.
great
games
shout.
segue.
I have $12 from Palm Kai Kai, Palm Chi Chi that says soak the underworld with piss. Piss is now at 132. Goodness gracious.
Okay.
Oh, it might
Silent
be
Hill.
Kyle time. It might be Kyle time. Let's find out.
It might be, because this might seem a little familiar. We can't discuss holes without discussing Silent Hill. In Silent Hill 4 The Room, as you may be familiar with, this hole appears in the protagonist's bathroom. You enter the hole and crawl through to pass the threshold into adventure, and it's a very overt birthing metaphor. And the complete lore of Silent Hill 4 was covered expertly yesterday by the Kyle Thomas and an even weirder Al, covering all the holes in Silent Hill. Would be a presentation unto itself. So today I'm going to focus on a single game. I'm going to focus on the classic Silent Hill 2. Okay, now, to fully appreciate the rich hole symbology in Silent Hill 2, we must take a moment to contemplate the game's central emotional struggle. I'll be borrowing a little bit of terminology from one Big Scared. They'll be joining me tomorrow for a little bit of a run also. So this is Jame.
Singular.
James' wife. Yes, James' wife is sick. They are in a committed monogamous marriage. James wants to do sex, but as already has been established, his wife is sick and cannot do sex. But there are nurses around, and he would really like to shaboink them. So James maybe murdered his wife a little, and now he's on timeout in Silent Hill. That's the game. That's the plot. Okay. So I won't be showing all the holes, but I've brought in a lot of screen caps from a YouTube video by Annie Mood entitled Silent Hill 2 Has Too Many Symbolic Holes. Uh, this text here, the classic catchphrase, there was a hole here, it's gone now, it kind of sets up the strange fluctuating nature of holes in the game's environment. Um, Let's see here. Now, something I find interesting about James' relationship with these holes is not just the frequency with which he's reaching inside, but the depth. There is something inside the hole. It's always a mission critical item, and there he goes. Look at that, elbow deep, and few and far between are real life occasions to go elbow deep in a hole.
True words.
Oh, and a toilet is also sort of a hole, even if it's full. And there the boy goes again, just right into the stink. Dedication. Oh, this
I'm
hole.
fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
This hole is too small, Kara. We can't get inside to reach it. But what if, Kara? What if we had a long, narrow tool of some kind to get in that hole? What if, Kara?
Maybe if there was like a set of gradated long, narrow tools given to you by your doctor.
That's just crazy enough to work. Okay, photo of a deep, deep hole. What could the deep, deep hole be? Will you jump down? Will you jump in? Oh, but Kara, plot twist, a horrible smell is coming from the hole. Never a
Look, we
good
all have
sign.
bad days.
And if a horrible smell is coming from the hole, Kara, will you go down?
Boy, that's a
But will
case.
you go down?
That's a case by case. I told you it's a case by case. Like I can't. Oof. I mean, oof. You know, here in the comfort of my home, it's easy to say no. But when you're in the thick of it and a hole is right in front of you, you know, you do some crazy things.
Sometimes in the heat of the moment, I understand.
Can we go back real quick to a photo of a deep hole? Is that possible?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Head over to onlyfans.com/OMG It's in about 7 months for potentially a photo of a deep, deep hole.
It's like, Kara, you once told me that you were bad at plugs. That is the best plug I have heard in my entire life.
Well, look, I put my mind to it and I developed new skills.
We love to see it. Okay. Right. There's this room and has a lot of holes in it. Frankly, the less we say about it, the better. So all the sexual themes, they did take some artistic liberties with the remake that made these themes a little bit more overt. But the merit of these changes are not really in the scope of today's discussion. Um, Now, of course, these works have been incredibly inspirational to the generation of game makers after them. And, I may be a little biased, but it's my opinion that in terms of holes, the Silent Hill series opened so Signalis could gape. Let's start from the beginning. We're a sad robot lesbian. We're crashed on a snowy planet. We walk around and we find a hole and we go down the hole. And what's in the hole? Why, it's another hole. So we have to crawl into the hole. And this is no simple hole. This is a full Silent Hill 4 style. You are in a birth canal hole. And just in case we need to be more specific that holes are important, we're going to talk about holes on the big red retina searing cutscene. And by the by, this is all before the title card. Holes.
Why waste time?
What is with horror
Why
games and
waste
holes?
time? Holes. Okay, now, at the end of day 1 of HOLE-A-THON, Blue Queen made some exceptionally cursed gummies, but she also discussed Metroid Prime 4, stating, quote, "A lot of the doors in the game look like vaginas, and we counted and we hit like 102 by the end of the game. Could this possibly be true?"
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
yeah. So many vagina shape. Okay. Everyone's talking about the vaginas in Metroid Prime 4. Okay, so this was actually an entire thing. Big vag door energy coming off immediately after release. I do want to
We
draw
love
your attention
BVD.
though. Sorry, Carol, what was that?
We love BVD. Big vag door energy.
The world needs more, and we are going to give it to them. I do want to draw the audience's attention to this word, yonic. Now, many of you may not be familiar with the term. It refers to yoni, a stylized representation of female genitalia, with the adjective yonic describing vulva-like structures in architecture or what have you. Now, first of all, some of you just learned something, so this is educational. Suck it, Twitch censors. Second of B, this tees us up nicely for things to get way more graphic. And third of cunt, we're already in yonic holes in gaming. Also known by its original title, we're running out of subtext. These are just orifices.
Before
Now,
we head on into the next set of orifices, I do need to say that I always pronounce that word yonic and only recently discovered that everyone says yonic and Yanni, which is unfortunate because Yanni is my mother's name.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna
no.
It does make you think.
leave it at that.
Okay. Now, please note, everyone, the images I'm about to show you are screenshots from video games that have already been streamed on Twitch. They are TOS safe. Furthermore, this is academic. Kara and I both have degrees.
Mine's framed on my wall.
Woo! Okay, now, content warning for creepy body horror, Giger visuals. If that kind of stuff bothers you, like from Aliens, then don't look at this because you'll be traumatized. All right, let's go. We're excited. This is going to be great. Okay, all right, let's talk about Scorn. Scorn is a
Let's
puzzle
please
game
talk
with a
about
visual.
Scorn.
Scorn has a visual style inspired by Geiger. As you can see, this is a somewhat yonic door, as described in the article "Scorn: How to Open the First Door." Um, so, in order to open that first door, you need to let this biological device envelop your hand and penetrate your flesh. This article compares getting the flesh device installed in your hand to being just like Link Sheikah Slate in Breath of the Wild and letting you interact with the various objects in the various rooms. This is elaborated on in the Kotaku article. Scorn is true to Geiger's work, but needs more dicks. Let's take a look at this lovely animated GIF. We have a hand with holes in it going into a hand hole. We have our other hand with holes in it going into a hand hole. We are interacting. We are solving puzzles. Really, Kara, it's the Riven of holes.
Oh, why would you say that? I liked it before you said that. I
I'm
have
just
seen
dropping
this
truth
GIF.
here.
I have studied this GIF. I am obsessed with this GIF. We love a game with plot required fisting. We just don't get that often enough. I'm literally just staring at it. It's so beautiful.
Okay, I know we're getting a little tight on time, so I'm going to speed run some Yonic imagery. This is a little bit Yonic. I'm saying this hallway, a little bit Yonic, also from Scorn. And let's see. Oh, this. I'm going to say that's a little bit Yonic. Coming off a little bit Yonic to me. Okay,
Oh my
cool.
god.
Great. From a video game, we're fine. All right, next. So this is the first time a Giger art has been made into a video game. Actually, if we go back old school to one of my personal favorite genres, retro adventure games, you get Darkseed. The premise of Darkseed is you're an author and you buy a creepy house and you go between a light world that is the regular world and a dark world that is the creepy HR Giger world. And the instigating event is that aliens have implanted your brain with an embryo, and that you're going to explode and die if you don't solve an adventure game in time, which is terrifying. Um, so the article I had referenced here describes the embryo being implanted through what they call a quote unquote skull vagina.
Ah, yes. I have seen this.
Yeah, that is indeed a skull vagina. The article does note that it would probably be scarier if it didn't look like it was being done with a pinball machine's ball shooter. And
Now
because
that's
I
a real
don't want
mindfuck.
to,
Jesus.
okay, so I don't end on that note. It's time for a segue. Segue for segues, or those are funny and there's a count on it. Okay. So now it's time for the most iconic hole in gaming. The most iconic hole. Uh, the most iconic hole in gaming, I dare say, is the hole to be, the hole of the future. It has often been said that any hole is a goal, but it is of critical importance that we remember our goal today. If you can, send a donation and show your support. And although it is a challenge to walk the line of raunchy yet non-boundary crossing humor when the reason for the season is a friend of yours' genitals specifically, Kara, I believe I speak for all of us when I say, may your greatest hole be the hole yet to come. Thank you.
I speak for all of me when I say thank you.
Hey, that was beautiful.
Oh my god. I've been assassinated by my own words. It's what an egomaniac like me has always dreamed of.
And we love you for it, Kara. We truly do.
Thank you, CeCe. Thank you for having me here.
Oh,
And thank
goodness
you for
gracious.
having me. Delighted. See, I'm CeCe. I'm on the things. I'll be here tomorrow. You know Kara. You may be familiar with her channel. And thank you, Gabby.
Thank you, Gabby.
It's a pleasure to be here. Both of you, thank you so much. Goodness gracious. We are going to continue to mosey on along because we have so much more. Everybody, thank you all so much for making that bid war so incredibly spicy in the span of 20 minutes. Holy heck. We're going to set up for... Goodness gracious. We're going to set up for Soak the Underworld. Just briefly, hang on, hold on to your pants, hold on to your holes. We'll see you soon.